Ladies and gents, I do not endorse celebrating the disparity of any group, person, demographic at all. I do not endorse threats, harm, or dangerous acts. Not at all. I do not endorse bullying or being confrontational. Let's get into this video.
A firearm loaded with multiple magazines to any sort of protest that you want. It's that simple. You don't have that right to break a firearm loaded with multiple magazines to any sort of protest that you want. It's that simple. You don't have that right to break.
What's up, ladies and gents? Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate your time. I'm going to cover Chairman Birdsong of the Black Lions, right? This man went viral for speaking recklessly while being heavily armed. Listen, we all know that we have the right to bear arms and there's freedom of speech, right? There's some things going on in this country that speaking recklessly can certainly be problematic right now. Although Mr. Birdsong is no longer calling his organization a type of Black Panther party, he's going to continue to do his work. And if that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. Now, from my perspective, it's this. The Black Panther parties back in the late 60s and early 70s, from my research, they had a specific mission here in the United States. And here in the United States, it was specifically about Black people. Okay, right? Huey P. Newton did speak about international concerns. He said that he would like for Black Panthers to be internationally in assisting people abroad that were oppressed. That did not come into fruition. It did not happen, but it was a thought and a wish and something that he would like to have eventually did back in his era. Okay, so that is some of the words of Huey P. Newton and the Rainbow Coalition, things like that, that Mr. Birdsong references. And he also said that he knows former Black Panther members and that he worked under their guidance and leadership. Well, apparently they've had a conversation with him to let him know that his current stance is not in line with what the Black Panthers would be saying today in the now of 2026. It's quite simple. And I think he also does not know that there are oppressed people of color here in the United States that have come from other nations. They're here in the United States. Some are doing well, some aren't doing so well. But there have been other people that have no intentions of working with Black America unless that group needs something, which is like now, right? So I think Chairman Birdsong probably isn't reading the American atmosphere over the past 10 years and after the 1965 Immigration Act. What actually happened to Black America, right? And immigrants were not concerned and do not understand. They're here to do what they have to do for themselves, right? And many of them purposely do not want to engage at all, under any circumstance, with Black America. You can hear the immigrants, especially if you're over there on TikTok, talk about what they were told, how they were raised, knowing that in America, you have to align with the powers in order to kind of be okay. That was the trade-off of getting here. You know, they've talked about different things they learn in the immigration classes and blah, 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 right? So this has created a certain dynamic, a certain atmosphere. This does not mean that all immigrants and all Black Americans don't get along, but there is a level of disunity, right? And I don't think that disunity was started by Black America. there are black people that would have wanted to align with immigrants in order to be a more forceful political group. But with that said, I'm not a social justice warrior. I'm not someone that's going to be out there protesting. I don't do that. I do not believe that even within the ethnic Black American racial group that you should accept mistreatment, right? So I certainly will not accept mistreatment from an outside group. But I think there's a way to do things, and you can deal with things as an individual or as a group. And apparently the Black Panther Party has indicated to Chairman Birdsong that his way of moving isn't in line with the thought process, right? Talking reckless against ICE and saying what he said does not help Black America, right? And you're hearing people like Kash Patel, the FBI director, talking about carrying a weapon to a protest that's supposed to be peaceful. Now we know what our First and Second Amendment rights are, right? We know what they are. They're now questioning if you can perform them at the same time while at a protest, right? So these are things that you have to kind of listen, watch, and prepare before just getting out there speaking recklessly and thinking that a whole organization is going to follow your thought process, that a whole organization will apply international thoughts that Huey P. Newton had back then, if they're going to apply it to today. Now, as far as this, Mr. Birdsong should understand that there is no foreign government right now that would accept the deployment of Black Panthers to assist them in a way that would not be extremely harmful to those possible Black Panthers. That's my opinion. You've got an example of how Africans are recruited into Russia thinking they're going to get a job in education and be helpful in other ways, language, and end up on the front lines of what's going on over there between Russia and Ukraine. I know that seems far-fetched, but that is what would happen to a Black American, right? And these African governments are not going to allow Black Americans to participate in their government. Some Black Panther, this isn't the 60s, so things have to be thought out differently. So good luck to this man. People are exposing him left and right, his history, just all kinds of stuff coming out. And not to say that people can't change. Apparently this man is making a change, and it's just not in line with most of Black America right now, or the Black Panther Party members that still can speak on what the Black Panthers would say today, the now, 2026. And this man is now the chairman of the Black Lions Social Nurse.